I once met a man who never raised his voice, never lost his calm, never bothered to explain himself. Doormen, executives, even his neighbors all respected him deeply. One day I asked him his secret. He smiled and said, "I don't try to earn respect. I simply never allowed disrespect." Today you'll learn exactly how to do the same, using timeless techniques from the greatest thinkers in history, methods to command respect instantly, anywhere. In 1503, Machiavelli already understood, too many words dilute authority. Those who explain excessively sound guilty. Those who justify every move seem insecure. Those who rush to fill silence reveal desperation. The human brain interprets silence as confidence. If you don't feel the need to defend yourself, you appear innocent. If you don't need to convince anyone, you appear right. When you no longer need to prove anything, you radiate natural power. The first practical trick is simple, the 3-second authority rule. Whenever someone challenges you, pause for 3 seconds before answering. 1, 2, 3. Let the silence create discomfort. Watch how they shift nervously in their chair, how they repeat the question more hesitantly, how even their tone begins to change. This silence is not passive, it's active, strategic, psychological. You're not avoiding confrontation, you're controlling it. This is only the first layer, learning how to use silence strategically. Silence is the breath of power, unseen yet essential. But the next principle cuts even deeper, striking a habit you may not realize you have. Nietzsche noticed something fundamental about human nature. The moment you justify yourself, you've already placed yourself below others. You've surrendered your freedom of choice. Think about the last times you explained yourself. "Sorry I'm late, the traffic was terrible," or "It's not that I don't want to go, I just have to work," or "I know it seems odd, but let me explain." Every one of these sentences secretly communicates the same thing. Please don't judge me. Please still like me. Please forgive me for not being perfect. But what happens if you simply say, "I'll be late. I won't be able to make it. I'd rather not do this"? At first, people feel uncomfortable. They don't know how to respond. They're so used to your endless explanations. But something fascinating happens. They stop questioning your decisions. Explanation invites debate. Justification opens the door for argument. But a simple decision, declared without excuses, closes the conversation. You owe no one anything beyond clarity. Your reasons are yours. Your motives are private. Your life doesn't require external approval. Try this today. Make a choice and communicate it without excuses. Silence protects you. It's a trap where the impatient expose themselves. Speaking firmly is claiming territory with your words, but the next principle challenges what you think you know about being kind. In 2019, a 28-year-old executive entered a boardroom where 12 directors were waiting to publicly fire her. They had prepared false documents, fabricated accusations, even bought fake witnesses. She didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't defend herself frantically. She simply looked at each of them with a calmness that shifted the entire room's temperature. When their pathetic performance ended, she asked, "Are you finished?" Picked up her things and walked out. 3 days later, all 12 were dismissed for falsifying evidence. What she had done, unknowingly, was apply a principle Schopenhauer discovered: dignity is indestructible unless you hand it away. Most people, when attacked, panic. They thrash, they explain desperately, they beg for understanding. Every frantic reaction only confirms the accuser's power. But there is another option: the emotional mirror. When someone attacks, reflect their energy back without absorbing it. Do not respond with equal anger. Don't defend yourself with desperation. Simply observe the aggression, like watching a child throw a tantrum. Your calmness exposes their immaturity. Your composure highlights their lack of control. Your intact dignity makes their aggression look pathetic. The practical technique is simple. Breathe deeply 3 times before speaking. Relax your face. Keep your eyes steady but not hostile. Speak as if explaining something obvious to someone who hasn't grown up yet. "I see your point." That's interesting. I'll think about it. Such phrases disarm attacks better than any argument. They end conflicts without winners or losers. You're not avoiding the confrontation, you're rising above it. But there's an even deeper source of respect, one that cannot be faked. The most respected person I ever worked with wasn't a CEO or a scholar, but a 55-year-old janitor named Maria. Executives stopped to greet her. Directors asked her advice during coffee breaks. She never shouted, never imposed, never sought attention, but she had something most people have lost: authentic presence. Carl Jung called it integration of the shadow, the ability to accept your darker sides without denying or being dominated by them. Maria didn't pretend to be perfect. She didn't hide her flaws. She didn't lie about who she was. This brutal honesty with herself radiated an authority no degree or title could match. Here lies the problem. Most people live a performance. They pretend to be happier than they are. They hide insecurities. They deny flaws. They project an image that doesn't match their inner reality. This disconnect between mask and essence creates fake energy that others unconsciously detect. People sense something is off. Jung discovered that when you integrate your rejected parts, your fears, your anger, your imperfections, you stop wasting energy pretending. That freed energy transforms into magnetic presence. The exercise is transformative. List 3 traits you hate admitting. Maybe you're controlling, maybe you're envious, maybe you're lazy. Instead of denying them, accept them. Yes, I get controlling when I'm anxious. So what? Yes, I feel envy. It shows me what I truly want. The moment you stop fighting your own traits, you radiate authenticity people instinctively respect. Everyone is tired of masks. Accepting yourself is half the equation. The other half challenges everything you've been taught about being a victim of circumstances. How many times have you blamed others for a lack of respect? My boss doesn't value me. People don't understand me. No one gives me a chance. My family underestimates me. Each of these phrases is a confession of weakness, a declaration that others control your destiny. Sartre had a devastating revelation. You are entirely responsible for how others treat you. Not because you deserve disrespect, but because you teach people how to treat you through your reactions and boundaries. If you tolerate constant interruptions, people will interrupt. If you are overly accommodating, people will disrespect you. If you let others trample your limits, they'll keep stepping on them. This isn't your fault in the moral sense, it's your responsibility in the practical sense. And the difference is everything. Guilt paralyzes, responsibility empowers. When you take full responsibility for the respect you receive, something changes inside. You stop waiting for others to change. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop acting like a victim and start acting like the architect of your own experience. The idea is simple but revolutionary. Instead of asking, "Why don't they respect me?" ask, "How can I change my behavior to generate more respect?" One question leaves you powerless. The other gives you control. Try this now. Think of the last time you felt disrespected. Instead of focusing on what the other person did wrong, ask, "How did my reaction allow this? What boundary didn't I set? What behavior did I tolerate?" This analysis will sting at first. It's easier to blame others than to claim control, but that pain is liberating. Once you realize you're teaching others how to treat you, you also realize you can teach them differently. And the first step is mastering your emotions, a truth ancient emperors knew well. Why did Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the greatest empire in history, never lose composure in public? Why did Seneca remain calm even when Nero threatened to kill him? Why did Stoic leaders inspire respect even under extreme pressure? They had discovered the best-kept secret of authority. Emotional control is not repression, it's observation. Most people confuse control with suppression. They try not to feel anger, fear, frustration. They fake smiles. They swallow emotions until they explode later. That's not control. That's a ticking time bomb. True Stoic control works differently. You feel the emotion fully, but you're not ruled by it. You become the observer of your own reactions. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. When he felt anger, he didn't try to erase it, he observed it. Interesting. I feel anger now. My face is hot. My muscles are tense. My heart is racing. This simple observation created psychological distance between him and the emotion. You are not anger, you are experiencing anger. That difference is liberating. The technique of the inner observer works like this. When a strong emotion arises, step back mentally and describe it. I feel humiliation. My stomach tightened. I want to strike back. Just observe, don't judge, don't fight, just notice. That tiny gap between feeling and reacting is where your freedom lives. It's where you choose your response instead of reacting instinctively. People sense when you control your emotions, not because you're cold, but because you own your reactions. That generates magnetic confidence. Once you're no longer a prisoner of your impulses, others stop trying to manipulate you emotionally. They see you're not easily shaken, but emotional control alone is wasted without the right timing. Very few master this art. Imagine you're in a meeting. Your boss makes a clearly wrong decision. Everyone knows it's a mistake, but no one speaks. When should you? Immediately? Later? Never. Sun Tzu knew timing matters more than force. The right move at the wrong time is a mistake. A small move at the perfect time becomes decisive victory. Most people fail at timing in two extremes. They either speak too much when they should observe, or they remain silent when they should act. The first group interrupts constantly, comments on irrelevant details, and looks anxious. The second group waits forever for the perfect moment that never arrives, losing every opportunity. The rules of strategic timing are threefold. First, observe before acting. Translate Sun Tzu's advice, know the room before you speak. Who are the allies? Who are the opponents? What's the emotional atmosphere? Second, choose battles worth fighting. Not every provocation deserves a response. Not every mistake needs correction. Respected people don't waste energy on trivialities. They save it for what matters. Third, act when others hesitate. Moments of collective indecision are opportunities for natural leadership. When everyone is uncertain, a clear voice rises above. In our meeting example, if the issue is minor, let it pass. If it threatens real results, wait for a pause and say, "May I suggest a different perspective?" Don't attack the decision, offer an alternative. Timing transforms disagreement into collaboration, but even perfect timing is wasted if you force leadership. The greatest leaders never try to lead. Lao Tzu revealed a paradox of influence. The more you force authority, the faster it slips away. People who desperately try to lead interrupt conversations, impose decisions, nitpick details, and micromanage to prove competence. They're followed by obligation, not choice. Natural leaders do the opposite. They ask questions instead of barking orders. What if we tried this way? They offer suggestions instead of imposing solutions. They create space for others to shine instead of monopolizing attention. They recognize others' strengths. They amplify others' good ideas. And here's the paradox. The less you try to control, the more people willingly follow you because you don't threaten their egos. The practical exercise is counterintuitive. Stop proving you're a leader. Instead, be useful. Solve problems no one else wants. Connect people. Facilitate difficult conversations. Leadership flows naturally, but sometimes being helpful isn't enough. Sometimes you must disagree, and that requires another art, respectful dissent. Why is Dr. House admired despite his blunt rudeness? Why did Tyrion Lannister earn respect even when defying powerful people? Because open disagreement often earns more respect than endless agreement. Nietzsche understood, excessive agreement looks weak or fake. If you always say yes, people doubt your opinions. If you never disagree, you seem thoughtless. If you avoid conflict at all costs, you look insecure. Human brains crave authenticity, even if it stings. We prefer raw honesty to fake politeness. But there's a difference between strategic dissent and childish defiance. Strategic dissent serves truth. I disagree because I see three risks here. Here's an alternative. Childish defiance serves ego. This is wrong. It won't work. I already tried that. It criticizes without building. Respectful disagreement follows three steps. First, acknowledge merit. I understand the logic behind this strategy. Second, express your concern. My only hesitation is with the timeline. Third, offer an alternative. We could divide it into two phases. This way you maintain authenticity without creating enemies. People respect those who think differently when it's genuine, not attention-seeking. The secret is to disagree with ideas, never with people. This approach worries me is better than "you're wrong." Once you master respectful authenticity, something powerful happens. People value your voice because they know you won't lie to please them. And this honest authenticity is the foundation that unites all these techniques into a coherent system. Now you know the 10 timeless strategies that transform presence into natural authority. But there's one final truth Machiavelli understood about power, something most people never fully grasp, that can revolutionize not only how you gain respect, but how you build lasting influence